Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Diaries, episode 45. I realized yesterday actually, as I was just like running through some of like the videos on the YouTube channel, we actually created a playlist for the Diaries episodes that I'm doing. And I noticed that it's just past the year mark since I posted the first episode. I can't remember now the exact date. I think it was around the 10th of April, maybe like the 18th. I'll have to double check. But we basically, over the past week or so, just crossed 1 year of posting these videos, which is cool. I mean, I'm on episode 45. If I'm a year in, I should be on episode 52. So we've slacked on a few weeks, but that was probably just over Christmas and stuff. And sometimes I couldn't be asked filming a video, just being honest. But pretty cool that, I set out. I was kind of like procrastinated on making these types of videos for a little while. Then I made the decision last year that I'm going to start doing it. And yeah, a full year of consistency. So it's been pretty interesting to look back just as I was creating or going through the playlist the other day. It's been interesting. I had to flick through some of the older videos, and it's interesting to see like the stuff that I was talking about a year ago, some of the plans that we had, some of the stuff that we tried that didn't work, that did work. But yeah, it's been kind of cool. Anyway, maybe you guys don't give a shit about that. But what I wanted to share with you today is something I've done in actually one of the other videos that I saw yesterday as I was going through the archives, should we call it. And I just thought I'm trying to make these videos slightly more interesting rather than just me talking about, I don't know, just like, hey, we're launching this or we're doing this. Maybe kind of show more behind the scenes stuff where I can. So I wanted to pull up this is basically like a tracker that we have for the email sequence when someone joins our email list. So for example, we have a lead magnet. It's probably got like 50,000 downloads in the past 12 months. And basically we have an email sequence that someone goes through when they join that email list. And I actually have slacked on monitoring it closely this year just because I had a ton of other stuff to work on. But I was doing it towards like last year. Well, actually, it's been a long while, probably. And this is pretty bad, actually. It's been like, like over 12 months? Over 6 months since I was last like monitoring it on like a monthly basis. What's this? Yeah, it's like September was the last time we were doing it. Anyway, I did this the other day because, I'm back from a trip and I'm getting more on top of stuff. I'm really pushing forward this month. So we added a new email sequence towards the start of this year, but I haven't really honestly tracked the performance too much. I knew the performance was okay. I knew it wasn't like dramatically underperforming, but as marketers, what you want to do is obviously not just settle for like okay or average or good. You want to like hyper optimize every part of the process, which, this is something, just being honest, I haven't had time or energy to do with all the other stuff that's going on. So anyway, I wanted to analyze the results. So basically, when someone downloads a lead magnet, I will say this, is that they get 2 emails. The first email delivers the lead magnet, and then the second email is like a follow-up email that basically gets them to reply and be like, hey, what are you looking to achieve with this lead magnet, right? And we get them to reply to that email because people replying to your emails is going to increase the deliverability of your future emails. So just a little note that for everything that we do in terms of this business and my clients' businesses, within the first 2 emails, we always do an email with a call to action to reply because that is going to improve the deliverability of the emails. Anyway, after they have those first 2 emails, then they go into this sequence, which sells a low ticket product. So you can see since we set up the new email sequence, maybe it was like a month ago, something like that. You can see we've had 8,000 people there or thereabouts go through the sequence. Open rate 43%. On this email, we don't sell anything, so click-through rate is 0. And then email 2 to 7, you can see that we start selling. So these are kind of the results. So open rate like 40+% for the majority. Obviously, it goes further down. And then click-through rate can range between 1.4 to 4.10, which is obviously really strong. So basically what I do is, or what I should be doing is every month going in and analyzing the numbers and then making decisions on what we can optimize and change. So for example, what I do is basically highlight in like red stuff that needs to be improved or optimized from what I see. So for example, I've highlighted this because I feel like this open rate compared to what we used to have, which was like 50% at one point, it's down to 43. So that's a red flag. So I need to improve that. This email, you can see here that the click-through rate goes from 4 to 1 to 2. So this is like an outlier. Like we were always going to have a drop off this 4% with this third email, but for it to go low as 1.4 and then go back up is a red flag for me. So either the messaging or the CTA in this email needs to be improved. This stuff, I thought these numbers looked okay, pretty consistent. And then we had quite a big drop off. We went from 43 to 42 to 40. So about 1 to 2 decrease in open rate between these emails. And this one stayed similar. And then boom, we dropped like 4%, which is too big of a number. So I need to improve the open rate of this email, which is going to be the subject line. And especially, it doesn't continue to decrease. It goes back up to like 40%, which shows that something's off with this subject line. And then again, the decrease in click-through rate is quite dramatic here from 1.7 to 1%. So basically what I do then is look at these numbers, highlight what I need to change, and then go and look at the emails or the subject lines, and then basically make changes based on that. So one of the reasons why I feel like this email open rate decreased is because originally last year when we were getting around 50%, the process was someone downloaded the lead magnet, then they hit a like thank you page that said, hey, make sure you go and, confirm your email address. And we had instructions on how to do that. So the call to action on that thank you page was to go to your email, make sure you received the email and confirm it, right? What we did, I think at the end of last year or the start of this year, was we changed it to send them directly to an upsell page. So they download the lead magnet and it already then sends them to the sales page about low ticket workshop. So that is a natural that's going to cause a natural and an expected reduction in open rates, right, of that first email. Because number one, there's going to be a percentage of people that maybe get a little bit pissed off that we try to upsell them. And therefore they're going to download the lead magnet and they're going to be like, oh, like they're just trying to sell me, right? And then they're not going to open our email. Or number two, without the detailed instruction that we used to have of, hey, go and confirm your email. This is what the email looks like. This is what the subject line looks like. Without that detailed instruction, people aren't going to go to the email and look for the email, and sometimes it goes to junk or spam. When we have those detailed instructions, people are much more likely then to go and search their junk and spam to find the email versus they're just greeted with, a sales page and a sales video. They're less likely to go and search their junk and spam because we haven't really focused on telling them to do that. So suppose there's obviously positives and negatives to doing this. The negative is that the open rate is going to get less and we're going to lose some people. The positive is that when someone's downloading the lead magnet, that's them basically saying like, hey, I need help with this thing. And usually it's easy, like that's where they're in momentum in terms of trying to fix their problem. So if we can present them an offer that helps them fix that problem in that direct time where they are like, hey, I need help, the idea is that they're much more likely to buy versus waiting a couple of days and then presenting them the offer. We could lose people that way. So it's worked pretty well. I'm happy with just like a reduction of like 5% open rate. And the amount of money that's bringing in, maybe I can show you on a different video. Obviously, that is making sales. And we're tracking people who buy directly on that first sales page that they see versus the rest of the email sequence. They're two separate sales pages, two separate checkout pages. So I can very clearly see how many people are buying straight from after they download. And right now it's pretty good. So I'm actually happy with that. That being said, I still want to improve this, right? So I can see here on my actions, I changed the guide delivery emails to send one day. So these emails get sent one day earlier now. Let me explain what that means. So originally, like I said, we had 2 emails that got sent straight away. one that delivered the lead magnet. And then the next day, so we waited one day, we would send them the follow-up email that was like, hey, what are you looking for help with specifically? Maybe I can help you. Reply back to this email and let me know, right? So they download the lead magnet, they receive the lead magnet, we wait one day and we do the follow-up email, and then we wait another day and we send them this first email. So this is on like day 2 or day 3. Yeah, day 3 actually. They actually get email 1. So what I've done is I've changed it. So that follow-up email that was like, hey, reply back and let me know what you need help with. I moved that, instead of waiting one day, I've waited like 1 or 2 hours. I can't remember what I said it to yesterday. So what that means is that the delivery email and the CTA to reply email, they all get sent on day 1. And now email 1 is going to get sent on day 2 instead of day 3. So I've moved this email up a bit, moved this email up a day. So what we should see now is that this email open rate should increase, theoretically, because we're sending it a day earlier. So much more likely to remember us, be invested in us, and more likely to engage in our stuff. So we're starting this email sequence a day earlier, which should be good. Number 2 here, happy with the open rate, but not the click-through rate. So I added a PS. This email didn't have a PS. If you've been in the marketing game for a while now, you'll know that most people read the PS of an email, and it's one of the best places to put CTAs or important messages. We didn't have a PS, so I added a PS with like a call to action. So that was like the split test that I'm doing. And we'll see if that increases the click-through rate. This one obviously just changed the subject line. And then with this one, I think it was quite a long email. And we only had like, I think 1 CTA, and it was right at the very end of the email. So I included also a higher CTA as well within the first couple of lines. Because this is an email where it's like, hey, this is the last email I'm going to be sending you about the workshop. So at this point, they already know what the workshop is. So I've included a CTA at the very beginning for the people who maybe have like just forgotten to buy. So having a higher CTA and more CTAs in your email, as long as everything else is good, should result in a higher click-through rate. This is what I'm going to be doing moving forward. This should be, when did I do this? I did this yesterday, so 23rd of April. And I basically track the dates, and it depends how much volume you're getting. You know, we're getting anywhere between like 100 to 200 people join the email list a day. So after like, what's that? I should know that math. 200 times 30 is 6,000 people. Is that right? Yeah. 200 times 30. God. Yeah. So that's like, we're getting maybe around like 5,000 people join the email list a month, somewhere around that range. So that's a good enough. So I usually wait like a month to kind of analyze the numbers. I think some people wait until they get like 100 subscribers, and then they're starting to make like big split tests and changes to their email sequences. And it's just like, dude, you don't have enough data. So you need 1,000 plus people, I think, with email stuff. You know, maybe if it's like VSLs, selling high ticket services, I don't know. Like, but for me, like, you can maybe do shorter, like data. You can make decisions on less data because it's like the outcome is higher leverage with like high ticket stuff. But I don't know. For me, like email sequences, I like thousands of people to go through before I start making any informed decisions. Anyway, that's it. Just wanted to give you an update, something a little bit different for this video. If you've got any questions on any of this stuff, then of course, let me know. And as always, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.